lifestyle to lower risk and controllable treatment for type 2 diabetes mellitus. Making a few lifestyle changes can dramatically lower the chances of developing type 2 diabetes. The same changes can also lower the chance of developing heart disease and some cancer. Control your weight. Excess weight is the single most important cause of type 2 diabetes. Being overweight increases the chance of developing type 2 diabetes sevenfold. Being obese makes you 20 to 40 times more likely to develop diabetes than someone with a healthy weight. Losing weight can help if your weight is above the healthy weight range. Losing 7 to 10% of your current weight can cut your chance of developing type 2 diabetes in half. Getting moving and turn off the television. Inactivity promotes type 2 diabetes. Working your muscles more often and making them work harder improves their ability to use insulin and absorb glucose. This puts less stress on your insulin making cells. Long bouts of hot, sweaty exercise aren't necessary to reap this benefit. Walking briskly for a half hour every day reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 30%. And even greater cardiovascular and other advantages can be attained by more and more intense exercise. Television watching appears to be an especially detrimental form of inactivity. Every 2 hours you spend watching television instead of pursuing something more active increase the chance of developing diabetes by 20%. It also increased the risk of heart attack 15% and early death 13%. The more television people watch, the more likely they are to be overweight or obese. Tune up your diet. First, choose whole grains and whole grain products over highly processed carbohydrates. There is convincing evidence that diets rich in whole grains protect against diabetes, whereas diets rich in refined carbohydrates lead to increased risk. Women who averaged 2 to 3 servings of whole grains a day were 30% less likely to have developed type 2 diabetes than those who rarely ate whole grains. Whole grains don't contain a magical nutrient that fights diabetes and improves health. It's the entire package, elements intact and working together, that's important. The brain and fiber in all whole grains make it more difficult for digestive enzymes to break down the starches into glucose. This leads to slower increase in blood sugar and insulin and a lower glycemic index. As a result, they stress the body's insulin-making machinery less, and so may help prevent type 2 diabetes. Whole grains are also rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals that may help reduce the risk of diabetes. In contrast, white bread, white rice, mashed potatoes, donuts, bagels, and many breakfast cereals have what's called a high glycemic index and glycemic load. That means they cause sustained spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels, which in turn may lead to increased diabetes risk. In China, where white rice is a staple, whose diets had the highest glycemic index had a 21% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to women whose diet had the lowest glycemic index. Women and men who ate the most white rice, 5 or more servings a week, had a 17% higher risk of diabetes than those who ate white rice less than 1 time a month. People who ate the most brown rice, 2 or more servings a week, had an 11% lower risk of diabetes than those who rarely ate brown rice. A diet that includes carbohydrate from foods, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and lower fat milk is encouraged. High intake of green vegetables, fruit, berries, oil, and margarine, and poultry were found to predict a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Second, limit red meat and avoid processed meat. Choose nuts, whole grains, poultry, or fish instead. The evidence is growing stronger that eating red meat, beef, pork, lamb, and processed red meat, bacon, hot dogs, deli meats increase the risk of diabetes, even among people who consume only small amounts. Eating just a daily 3-ounce serving of red meat, say a steak that's about the size of a deck of cards, increase the risk of type 2 diabetes by 20%. Eating even preservatives in processed red meats may also be to blame. Red and processed meats are a hallmark of the unhealthful Western dietary pattern, who seems to trigger diabetes in people who are already at genetic risk. Smaller amount of processed red meat each day. Just 2 slices of bacon, 1 hot dog, or the like increase that diabetes risk by 51%. Why do red meat and processed red meat appear to boost diabetes risk. It may be that the high iron content of red meat diminish the insulin's effectiveness or damage the cells that produce insulin, the high level of sodium and nitrite. Third, stop the sugary drinks and choose water, coffee, or tea instead. Like refined grains, sugary beverages have a high glycemic load, and drinking more of this sugary stuff is associated with increased risk of diabetes. Or more sugar-sweetened beverage per day had an 83% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Compared to women who drank less than one sugar-sweetened beverage per month. For every additional 12-ounce servings of sugary beverage that people drank each day, their risk of type 2 diabetes rose 25%. Women who drank 2 or more servings of fruit drinks a day had a 31% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Compared to women who drank less than one serving a month. What to drink in place of the sugary stuff? Water is an excellent choice. Coffee and tea are also good caloric-free substitutes for sugar-added beverage, as long as you don't load them with sugar and cream. And there's convincing evidence that coffee may help protect against diabetes. Emergency research suggests that tea may hold diabetic prevention benefits as well, but more research is needed. Artificial sweeteners do not affect blood sugar level and may be consumed in moderation. Approved that 5 artificial sweeteners, aspartame equal NutraSweet, saccharin, sweet and low, sweet twin, sunflame K, sunnep, sweet 1, neotame, and sucralose splenda. Stevia, sometimes called ributadioside A or ribiana, comes from the stevia plant and now generally recognized as safe by the FDA as a food additive and tabletop sweetener. Sugar, alcohols, sorbitol, xylitol, lactitol, mannitol, maltitol are often used to sweeten sugar-free candies and gum and increase blood glucose levels slightly. When calculating the carbohydrate content of food, 1/2 of the sugar alcohol content should be counted in the total carbohydrate content of the food. Eating too much sugar alcohol at one time can cause cramping, gas, and diarrhea. Fourth, choose good fats instead of bad fats. The types of fats in your diet can also affect the development of diabetes. Good fats such as the polyunsaturated fats found in liquid vegetable oils, nuts, and seeds can help ward off type 2 diabetes. Trans fats do just the opposite. These bad fats are found in many margarines, packaged baked goods, fried foods in most fast food restaurants, and any product that lists partially hydrogenated vegetable oil on the label. Eating polyunsaturated fat from fish, also known as long-chain omega-3 or marine omega-3 fats, does not protect against diabetes, even though there is much evidence that these marine omega-3 fats help prevent heart disease. If you already have diabetes, eating fish can help protect you against a heart attack or dying from heart disease. If you smoke, try to quit. Add type 2 diabetes to a long list of health problems linked with smoking. Smokers are roughly 50% more likely to develop diabetes than non-smokers, and heavy smokers have an even higher risk. Alcohol now and then may help. A growing body of evidence links moderate alcohol consumption with reduced death risk of heart disease. The same may be true for type 2 diabetes. Moderate amounts of alcohol, up to a drink a day for women, up to 2 drinks a day for men, increase the efficiency of insulin at getting glucose inside cells. And some studies indicate that moderate alcohol consumption decreases the risk of type 2 diabetes. If you already drink alcohol, the key is to keep your consumption in the moderate range, as higher amounts of alcohol could increase diabetes risk. If you don't drink alcohol, there's no need to start. You can get the same benefits by losing weight, exercising more, and changing your eating patterns.